Going to school is an exciting time for many students and teachers. Parents are packing lunches and getting children up and ready for the bus ride to school. They anticipate their child's day will go off without a hitch. However, in recent times, school bus safety has become a growing concern, more specifically when getting on and off the bus. There are reasons to be concerned. Recent news surrounding bus incidences where children have tragically died or are severely injured by drivers have caused a ripple effect of concern across the country. In Akwesasne, many of the community's organizations have developed and implemented high-level safety measures. Salmon River District School Transportation Director Norman Treptow says safety is the number one priority every morning as he prepares his fleet of buses before they get on the road.
If something's going to happen, it's just a matter of time before something happens. I know it may take a little bit more out of your day, but your child will be safe. And that's, overall, that is the rule that we go by every single day, and everything that we do is this in the best interest of the children? Is this going to keep the child safe? And that's what drives how we do business on a day-to-day basis. Whether it's Salmon River, the Ambi buses, Head Start, Messina, on an average day we have 40 school buses on the reservation in Akwesasne between Ambi, Messina, Salmon River, and Head Start. We're there at a certain time. Please be patient with us and protect our children.
Dwayne Thomas, bus transportation manager from the Akwesasne Mohawk Board of Education, says drivers should always be more aware of their surroundings while the buses are on the road.
If I could advise our community on one thing, it's to prepare yourself every morning. Prepare your day, prepare your drive. If you know there's going to be buses out and you don't want to run into buses, then you want to leave early. A lot of times accidents happen or potentially happen because people are leaving and they're trying to rush to get to work and they're trying to beat the lights on the bus or they're trying to beat the lights at traffic stops and things of that nature. And that's really what causes us to have some of those incidences. At the very least, they need to be aware. They need to be aware where that student is, and they need to be aware where they are on the road. And if they're approaching a light and the lights are flashing, they should just plan to stop.
Saint Regis Mohawk Tribal Police Department's community officer PJ Burns says police do increase patrolling of the local roadways during school hours.
Because our children are standing at the roadways with their parents and they have to cross that road to get on the bus. And here at Tribal Police, we don't want to see anybody get hurt because it could be a serious accident. But, safety first in Akwesasne. So to the drivers, please be cautious and be wary and slow down and take your time. We'll have officers out first thing in the morning, traveling all the roadways and that to make sure our community's safe.
The Chief of Police of the Saint Regis Mohawk Tribal Police Department, Matthew Rourke, says there are some hefty fines to anyone who passes a stopped school bus with their lights on.
It's very serious when you pass those lights on a school bus, especially when they're the activation mode of the red lights. What can happen is you can go anywhere from a traffic infraction all the way up to a serious, possibly a misdemeanor or even a felony, depending on what that individual is distracted by. We have a couple of infractions that your first offense can start out at a minimum of $250 plus points on your license, and that's in the New York State Code. That could also go up to $500 only on your first offense, and it can range up to $1,000 as it goes secondary and maybe your third offense with some type of incarceration. Locally with our tribal courts, you can start off, it doesn't really have an infraction for it, but what we would call it is a careless or reckless driving. And at that point, you can go anywhere from $50 to $500. So we're covered on both ends if that could happen. But the worst case scenario is that you could end up in a serious situation criminally for that type of infraction, for not paying attention.
Saint Regis Mohawk Tribal Sub-Chief Agnes Sweets Jacobs says the issue is a problem in Akwesasne, and she's witnessed herself people not stopping for school buses.
A lot of times we're in a rush, and sometimes I was behind a school bus or in front of a school bus, and I seen cars drive past the school bus, not go around more or less, but more the driving, even when the red lights were flashing. And to me, it was like, our precious cargo is on that bus. And, what do? You beep the horn? Do you put your hands up in the air? Does a bus driver see it? So, yeah, I've seen it a couple times here in the community. Teach your kids about safety and stay off your phone is number one. If that phone rings, that's all it takes is a few seconds. That could mean the rest of your life, imprisonment or some kind of penalty. The families would be devastated. We'll have loss of life. So those are some things to think about.
Throughout Akwesasne, the safety of our children is a community-wide concern. It's a concern that is also taken seriously by many of our organizations who continually advocate and spread awareness.